When starting out, the deadlift is usually people's favorite lift because it's their heaviest weight. Don't overdo this thing at first, because fatigue is going to become an issue. When starting out on the LP, people usually like the deadlift best because it allows them to lift the most weight early on. There's nothing more satisfying than adding 5 pounds on your set of 5 and running it back at the end of your workout for consecutive weeks. Later on down the line, however, the deadlift becomes too difficult to recover from each workout and must be supplemented with something a little bit lighter to facilitate recovery. Let's learn how to do this thing today. Now, when starting out on the LP, I'm gonna have people pull Monday, Wednesday, Friday, a set of 5 in the deadlift with increasingly heavier weights, and do this for as long as we can. However, the stronger people get, the more difficult this is going to be to recover from if you're trying to add weight to your deadlifts every workout. It's common to see someone come in on Monday, have a great workout, finish with a heavy set of 5, and come in on Wednesday and feel and look like they're a little bit under-recovered. And that's because the deadlift on Monday is starting to creep in and interrupt recovery for the Wednesday workout. This is where we want to put our first light day pull in. The first change we're going to do is typically pull out the Wednesday heavy deadlift and insert something like a power clean if it's appropriate for the lifter we're talking about. The reason is because the decreased stress of the lighter pull will facilitate recovery for Friday and allow them to pull heavy again at a heavier weight than Monday for a set of 5. Now, most lifters can run this for a week or 2, maybe 3, but even this, pulling heavy Monday and Friday with a light day Wednesday, again becomes too difficult to recover from as lifters continue to get stronger. We need to pull the deadlift back even more. The next change will be to pull out the deadlift again and reduce it to heavy lifting 1 day a week. Now, when you're set up like this, pulling a heavy deadlift 1 day a week, you're gonna have a lighter pull and a medium pull on the other 2 days. Now, this can be organized in a myriad of ways depending on the lifters you have, but for argument's sake, let's say that the lighter pull is a snatch and the medium pull is a power clean, with your heavy day being again a deadlift. Again, different lifters are organized differently, but ideally you're gonna put your heavy lift, your heavy deadlift on a day where you're squatting a little bit lighter so you have more energy for it. Your medium pull will be organized on a day where you're squatting not terribly heavy, and your light pull will be on a day that you've squatted probably some volume, which is usually a Monday 5x5. The important thing to know is a deadlift is a huge part of a novice program, and we want to get our deadlift up strong. People who deadlift heavy have strong backs, don't get hurt as much, and generally feel better, and we want them to always pull heavy as much as they can. However, this does become a problem if you try to overdo it. Everything we do in here boils down to the stress recovery adaptation cycle. The stress is a specific workout that we apply to that person on that day. They will go home, recover, eat, sleep, and adapt for the next bout of stress. We want to make sure that we can do this as simply and efficiently as we can. Now, the SRA cycle will change the stronger we get, but we want to make sure that correct programming for the deadlift is done to ensure that we can adequately recover for the next time we train. It's very, very common to see lifters dig themselves a hole that takes weeks to get out of because they're trying to deadlift too heavy, too often, for too long. Regardless of your level of training advancement, you can really find yourself in trouble if you abuse this thing by trying to pull heavy all the time. I've seen it on several occasions where lifters have had to dig themselves out of a hole that takes them 6 weeks to get out of because they tried to beat on the deadlift too long and they weren't able to recover. And you'll see a trend of missing reps, feeling under-recovered, feeling lethargic, and really have to pull that thing back at that point, scale them back a little bit and work back up because they've now overdone it and their stress has impeded their ability to recover and adapt for the next workout. We hope this helps. If you'd like to learn how the barbell can transform your body, literally change your life, there's no better place to be than right here with us at Brussels Barbell. Strength matters. Find yours with us.